Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting night of racing here on Moto channel. We are going to be watching another Race Factory round this week. Of course, amateurs hitting the dirt. We're going to be at RedBud. I'm going to be brought in the booth today with Grant Dawson. Sadly, Ethan Parks is out of town with his family like I should be, but thank you for Grant for sticking around tonight.
No problem. Good to be here.
Glad. I was just say great to have you in, and glad, and something else. Everything's going wrong today. Grant and I both are not exactly feeling the greatest, so forgive us tonight if we're a little bit lackluster. I mean, we already, always are, anyways, but even a little bit more tonight. I do apologize. So I'm gonna try to get things going here in just a second. Consi, we got to get this going. All right, so time for me to get stuff going. What do you think of the track this week? As always, we always bring this at the very beginning. What do you think so far of it?
I mean, I didn't play, so there was the first version that was released, I think Monday or Tuesday or whenever, and like the forum just had a nuke dropped on it. Like,
oh yeah.
It exploded. Everyone was complaining, telling Checkers that he needs to fuck off or make better tracks.
Yeah, it got
kill
bad.
Himself or whatever. And so I don't know if there was a problem with the traction or they decided to change it, but they ended up releasing a updated track, which is the one that we're riding on now. I never rode the one with the old traction, so I can't really speak to that. But I don't think it's that bad of a track. A lot of people have been talking shit about it. I think it's alright. It's rough. The real life RedBud was pretty rough. The sections work. There's nothing really that bad about it to talk shit about. I'm not that great at it, but I've never been good at RedBud. But other than that, I mean, I thought it was an alright track. I thought it was kind of fun. So, yeah.
So no Consi this week for 250s. Being the holidays, I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah, especially I saw how low the signups were this week, and I was like, we're gonna have low turnout at the actual race. I don't know how.
Wow,
many
we
people are
have
actually
almost nobody here. Wow.
It looks like I can't really, just from eyeing it looks like maybe 25 to 30, somewhere around there. I bet we'll have even less. We'll probably even have less for 450s because not only is it later, but 450 class is even usually smaller than the 250s. So, yeah, like you said, this isn't really surprising. It is 4th of July weekend. 4th of July is tomorrow, so people may be out of town getting ready for 4th of July, just not feeling like racing this week. So, it's not that surprising.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be a very, very slow night, I'm guessing, from everything from our viewer count to everything else on top of that. But again, thank you all for being here. We have a couple people in here. Looks like 5 to 7 in between. Let's go ahead and see, make sure everything is looking all right. My dog, poor dog, I know. We have fireworks going on next to us, so if you hear somebody whining in the background, I do apologize. That's okay, Harley. She's freaking out. She hates fireworks, always has. It's alright. So, well, we're just making sure that everybody is in. Checking the gate. Looks like everybody is in. Once again, my skins are FUBARD. Again, I do apologize. Anybody out there that is wondering, yes, I promise you, I go through every single link on the page, and yes, I can promise you that I have definitely re-downloaded, deleted, installed everything, every skin. Even my own skins don't work half the time. So, I really don't know what is going on with it. So, I mean, I can't answer. I even worked with Kellen during Supercross for a while. We never got it figured out. I worked with a couple other people in RF. JLV, I messaged. We can't figure it out. So, we've tried everything. So, if your skins don't work, it's on me, guys, not on you. It's more just game something glitch. So, I do apologize for that. Wow, front flip out front. I don't know if you are behind Skline, sorry, with this pack that was there, but going through the rollers and 8. Actually, my sound is pretty much not existent. Let's go ahead and go to 3 on each. Give you guys a little bit more audio. There we go. At least we can hear the bikes getting around the track now.
Yeah, this is just the parade lap, but if this was the actual race,
oh yeah, Skline. Yeah, he's won. So, and looking through, it looks like we got Kozak back here, Chupacabra, who's that? James Richards. Oh, okay, that's cool. Bird's in here, Wilson, Hutcherson, Doan, Ezra up here. Ezra has been an interesting topic in the forums as well. Of course, we don't show any bias of anything. It's we really hope that his support's still around. He is the head of versus-pc.com. Some stuff has gone on in the forums with that. I have no reason to talk about it more. Everybody that goes to the forums knows what's going on. So, in my opinion, I mean, it's helped out drastically to me and a lot of people in Sim, so I just hope that everything works out with that. But yeah, we're going to go ahead. Looks like everything is fine, so we're going to go ahead and get this race going.
Yeah, I think the podium's going to be pretty clean cut today. I think it's going to be between Richards, Doyon, Skline, and probably Bird. Those are really the only 4, I think, heavy hitters that are even in attendance tonight.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. And with that in mind, let me find... There's Skline. Go with him off the start here since he is kind of the man to beat right now. So interested to see if he gets his Holly and runs away with it or not. But once again, guys, gate drop Moto 1 here, 250s at RedBud.
Oh, he's lined up right next to Doyon, who was the #1 qualifier. Oh, someone got an amazing jump. It looked like, I don't know who that was, actually. It looked like Taylor Davis. It was Taylor Davis with the whole shot.
Yeah, very nice right in front of Skline. Good job from Davis. Oh, Skline going a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? More of a sharp edge to that rut there and cut off Green just a bit, but didn't get into him. Behind him, he has a train of riders, though, with Ricky Williams, Chupacabra, Richards. I keep wanting to say that together with his last name, and I keep messing that up. And Wilson right there with him.
Yes, Patrick Stewart with his first good start of the year. It's good to see.
Oh, going back to the lead with
is,
Skline scrubbing past our leader for the lead. Now taking over the top spot. Oh, little slide out, but still holding on to it.
#1 qualifier and probably everyone's favorite to win this race. Doyon is back in 13th, so not the start that he needed. Especially with Skline and Bird and Richards all getting good starts. Definitely not where he wants to be.
Yeah, as of right now, as you said earlier and just now mentioned, that 3 of your top 4 you called out at the very beginning are all right here already. So it's pretty much going to be a runaway race. But how long will this top group stay together? That is really the question right now. And enjoying the racing already, though. Anything tight, close is a lot more fun to watch. But hey, maybe this will open up a little bit more as the race goes on. But we will see.
Yeah, I think Bird and Richards will be getting around Davis pretty soon. Davis
almost
Davis
into
slow.
hay bales there with Davis. Sorry, I didn't cut you off. Go ahead.
Davis isn't slow, but he's more around a 10th place guy as he goes down.
Oh, and tangles Green with him. Could have been a lot worse. Here comes Williams and Rose. Oh, and they get into it again. Yeah. Oh, and then also gets tangled up with Ashton.
So right now, definitely was not what Green wanted or Davis, as they fell back quite far away there. Bird lost 2 or 3 positions, and then Davis lost several positions.
Now, I was curious if anybody, because I know one guy in the pro class made the leap on the 250, and I was curious if anyone was going to go for it on any lap today, but so far, as of lap 1, I'm not seeing a single person even trying it.
I know Skline could clear it in practice, and I think Doyon could clear it in practice, but it's just, I think it's too much risk, especially this early in the race.
Oh, and Hutcherson back here going right into a SpongeBob. Going back a little bit further, I know it's early.
Skline destroys himself in the lead.
Oh, yeah, it just went back to see that, so Richards takes over the lead right now.
James Richards is a guy who has been really good in the first motos every single round, but in second motos he's been struggling, so hopefully this week he can turn it around, maybe even win this first moto and then come out firing in the next moto.
True.
Ben Rose, third. He's been fast lately.
Yeah, Rose, another one of those situations where his gear works, but the bike doesn't, unless he switched bikes, which I doubt. But he's really been one of those that I've been watching more and more each week to be one of those, higher up in top 5 contenders. And good to see him already with the third, so it could, end up being his race to win, possibly.
Fastest qualifier, Doyon, up to 7th and going down. So the day's not going great for Doyon already.
How long is it since I downloaded the skins? Well, I have an hour cutoff every week, and then within that hour of a cutoff, I download skins. Because I've got a gigabit internet, so it's just right after. But yeah, that's the reason why I have the hour cutoff, so it gives me a chance to get the last-minute skins in, which should have them, of course, weeks by now ago, but...
Adrian Wilson, who's been up front most of the year, just rage quit, so he is out of this race.
And right now, this three-way battle for the lead is getting heated. Looks like Ben Rose all over Skline, which, I mean, I haven't seen him ride this track all week at all, or I played with him on Unadilla a couple of days ago with Yellow S2K and a couple other guys, but I don't know how he is on this track, but he was easily my pick to win, but right now, falling back to third. Oh, and jumping over on the quad line. You can see a 250 hitting that. But again, your leader right now, James Richards, out front.
Oh, Ben Rose with a 203 last time around. Fastest one out. I think that's the fastest lap of the race, if I'm not mistaken.
Should be, yeah.
And yeah, I believe that is, because Richards just ran 208, Skline at 213, and then Rose at 203. Rose slides out.
Oh, but behind him, Ben Rose makes a mistake as well and not getting around him. Camera work this week, awesome again. Thanks again to Callan for giving us that info, since I don't know how to do it.
Doyon still struggling. He's fallen back to 11th.
Oh, in front of him, though, Stewart going way off track. Nope, that was Green going way off track, coming back just for the triple. Real life. Oh, little slide out there from Pink.
Yeah, Pink's all over the place.
Yeah, just can't seem to hold the line together.
Yep, from right to left.
Yep, and back all the way across again. But sadly, that's like me riding on this track. I can't do it.
That is true. On this track, the bumps can kind of just carry you off in a direction that you never meant to go. Stewart, though, looking for his first top 5 of the season. He's been fast all year in qualifying, but he's gotten a terrible start almost every moto. I think his best start so far this season was probably 20th. So to see him up here this early is a big improvement for him.
Definitely. And in this class, it's one of those things. It's not always that you're the best out of the gate or the fastest. Oh, and Green way off track, battling with Stewart there. That was a good battle until that happened. It's also going to allow Pink by. It has a lot to do with just your RNG of survival turn 1. It's not really you got to worry about. It's everybody around you a lot of times.
Yeah, very true.
Because, I mean, we've all had that perfect hole shot and getting destroyed turn 1. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the biggest things about Sim. Hole shot is typically just carnage.
Skline saved that. I don't know if you saw it going into the little braking bumps right after the finish line jump.
Yeah, I was about to talk about that. Skline, he was at RedBud, like he was at the real-life RedBud. So he didn't play the game that much this week. I think he only put one day, or he only had the track for one day. Right when it came out, so he only put, I don't know, maybe an hour or 2 down practice, and he said that his suspension is terrible. Like he's not comfortable on it at all. So he's very bouncy. So yeah, that may be an issue for him as the race goes on. Because this is definitely a track where you need to be dialed in with your suspension.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And also, it's had that, what a lot of people like to call it, the Velcro style attraction to it that you seem to not be able to separate yourself from, but you feel. Actually, I think it feels. Oh, Ben Rose going down. It almost feels like, and I know it's probably a dumb term, but think about it, wet AstroTurf. That's probably the best way I could put it, because it's not slippery in any way, but it like soaks you into it, that you almost don't have the drive you should have. And I don't know, switching to Supercross setup this week has made me a bit faster, so. I don't know, it just felt really soft compared to what I thought it would have.
Yeah, I don't know, there's something weird about the traction and everything, I guess, to where a lot of people have been struggling with their setups. Like, I know, I think Triptez was struggling with his. I've been struggling with mine a lot. I've tried to make a couple changes and none of them worked. So, yeah, it's been one of those tracks where it's just hard to find a good setup for, because it's just, the traction's a little bit weird. It's pretty rough, so it's just a little bit hard to get everything dialed in.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But Skline, solid second place. He said he would have been happy. Actually, he didn't put a specific number, but I said that he would probably be good with a 6-7, and he agreed. So.
And yeah, battling again for second. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so. Expecting a 6-7 and battling for second's not bad at all.
Ooh, I couldn't tell the distance of where they're coming together because of my camera angle, and I thought they were literally going to come right on top of each other.
Yeah, Ben Rose definitely has the pace on Skline. I mean, he just crashed last lap and he's already back onto him. So
I just got a word in our chat that Bird is going to go for the leap next lap, apparently. This lap he only got the double single, but I bet he's going to keep trying it. But it's tough on the 250. I've struggled with it all week, and of course on the 125 you have no chance whatsoever. But switching to the 250 and going for it for an hour or so the other day was kind of fun.
yeah, it's
The
it's
braking,
pretty sad.
yeah, the
but
acceleration bumps before it. Sorry, go ahead. Are just rough. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was gonna tell you about. The bumps through the corner before it are so rough that even me on a 450, sometimes I get bounced around so much that I can't even do it.
Yeah.
Like there's just no way I'm gonna clear it.
Patrick Stewart back here in fourth, not having a bad ride. Liking the gear choice.
Yeah, definitely a better ride for him, where he should have been all season.
And then here's Doyon and Bird Green going at it. I'm actually going to go on board with Doyon for a minute and take a lap around Muddy, or I was going to say Muddy Creek. RedBud is where, and goes down.
He
So
was
much for
trying
that.
so hard not to run into Green,
Yep.
and he just couldn't avoid him.
Oh, and Skline's down as well, so he's back to third, almost fourth. Maybe not, it's a lapper, I think. That is a lapper.
Yeah, this moto is just not gone Doyon's way.
And then Hutcherson up here now with Green. You guys talk about changing setups. I haven't changed. Usually, you know what, to be honest with you, I usually don't change my setup at all for any track. This track, this week, I just changed it to Supercross. And, yeah, I don't know, just to help out a lot for this track.
Yeah, like everyone that I know, besides Heckman, everyone that I know changes their setup for every track.
Yeah, I think
Heckman's like the only one that I know that stays with the same setup all year.
Yeah, he hasn't changed his setup in, I think he said since, like, Supercross round 2 or something like that.
Yeah, he's one of those weird guys that can just ride the same setup everywhere. Like I know Hunter Root used to do that. I don't know if he still does.
Yeah, he used to run 100 on everything back in the old suspension and never would change it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's all personal preference. Some
Oh,
people
of
like to
course.
change it every time, like drastic changes. Some people just like to keep a base and adjust it, and then some people just keep the same exact one. As Skline was down in third and now falls to fourth, so it's Patrick Stewart into his first podium position of the year.
Yeah, right now watching Richards up front, which is good to see. I mean, he's been battling week in, week out, and he had a couple of wins, but, you know, good to see him back up again. But Ben Rose also sneaking up. Honestly, I would love to see Rose get a win. That'd actually be really cool.
Yeah, I think he's going faster than Richards right now. So
Oh,
it's
for
definitely
sure.
not out of the realm of possibility.
Oh, did you see a Rose jumping through that berm?
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody's doing it just from the angle I had. It was kind of like at the back of the camera, so it looked really cool. Just kind of like a silhouette shot of him just jumping right there. I don't know. It's just, the one thing is a lot of people complain about the track. I actually really like the track. I just think the only complaint I really had was the traction, which everybody else kind of had. But it wasn't. I mean, it could be so much worse. Like, we're getting decent tracks this year. I know the textures don't look as great as even 2012 as that forum went with that whole thing. But I don't know. I'm happy with what we have. So.
Yeah, the only reason why I didn't really like the track is because I just don't like RedBud in general.
Yeah.
I've just never done well on it, so I'm just naturally not really going to like it. But I think the track in general was good. Like you said, the only real complaint that you could have is the traction.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the earlier traction was better. I don't know. Like, I almost wish they kept the slippery, crazy, make it a little bit harder to get around, you know. But
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have brought a different set of guys to the front, I think. Like in pros, if it was still that super slippery, hard pack type deal. I didn't ride on it, but I know people were saying it was super slippery. I bet Tyson Fresquez would have been a lot faster in pros because he's just insane at the whole flat track thing.
Skline
But,
down again, sadly. Don't mean to cut you off. Dropping back to fifth now. Still keeping that dream alive of the 6-7 or whatever it was he was hoping to do.
Yeah,
He might
Still
actually
in
get
the
his
realm of
wish.
possibility.
Doyon coming through as well right behind. Now, Doyon, as we said earlier, not having the weekend he wanted for sure. But it could turn up, you know. It could be a late race push. 6th place right now. Actually, let's go on board with him for a little bit.
Yeah, I actually thought this may be Doyon's week to win the overall with possibly like a 1-1 or 2-1, but it's not looking like that's going to happen right now.
But a lot of these guys out here that usually don't have the best of weeks might have a better chance with a lot of people being out, family time. Myself, I was supposed to actually be about 2.5 hours away from here eating steak, but sadly I'm here. Wife's out there, I had to stay home, but I'm here with you guys, here to bring you racing, and glad to be able to keep it going. And it's been a fun last season of RF for me, that's for sure.
Going on. He's catching up to Skline and Vergreen, so he could get into fourth before the race is over.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets a podium, he can still have a chance of that overall.
Looks like he's going pretty well this lap. This may be a heater for him. Oh, and then he slides out.
As we say that, commentator's curse. But again, thank you guys all for being here. Really slow night tonight, being a part of the holiday. Hey, what's up, Trix? How you doing? But yeah, definitely just thankful for you guys. We're going to be a little bit more laid back tonight. A lot of you guys on YouTube are going to be like, oh my god, it's the worst stream ever. It could be. Apologize, guys. We're just both not feeling the greatest, like we said, and it is the holiday. We're kind of, and Joanne goes down. Just kind of, just here. I guess that's the best way to put it. That was a big firework, and Ben rose to the lead. Something happened there, sadly, as we're watching a lap around. Downside about streaming at times, but Rose has gotten around for the lead now, and Richards as well to second. So now we got Stewart third, Skline and Green is your top 5. Oh, Green making a mistake, so here comes Doyon. He should be catching up. If it wasn't for that slide out, he would be a lot closer, as well as Hutcherson now, right on the back of him. I'll just keep going for top 10. Pink's back here in 8th, and we also got Ashton and Williams. Williams being chased by Davis, Mar, Kozak, French. We don't even have a big list tonight. Let's go all the way down. 14th for French, 15th Hildebrand, 16th Santino, Shadle, and 17th Ezra back here. And 18th is best race so far. Good to see. Stamper up here. 19th Feehan, 20th Channing, 21st. Aquez, that's an interesting nickname. We'll just go with that. And 22nd, and then Brown, Alba, and that is it. Everybody else, no, not everybody else rage quitting yet. Franklin just decided to go. Barwig back here. Goddard, Moore, and everybody else is now rage quit. So not a huge pack of riders tonight. Actually, we're 31 total, and 26 are still actually on the track. So that's all we're down to tonight already. So everybody out there that usually doesn't have a good ride has a good chance to finally get in the points and make some RF points tonight.
Some guys could score their first RF points ever tonight, actually.
True.
Which, I mean, it's a pretty big deal, I guess. Especially for some of these guys that have been riding long, to score some points in your rookie season, not bad. Or your first season in amateurs, whatever you want to call it. But since we're already down to 26 active, I wouldn't be surprised if by Moto 2 we're down to like 22.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then,
especially by the end of the race.
True, and especially once we get to 450s too. I mean, we don't know how many are actually going to be here, and 450s is usually a smaller class, and then later in the night. And I mean, it is a 3-day weekend for many, so I don't know if tomorrow's going to matter to some, but
yeah, we'll have to see. I could see 450 being almost the same attendance as this, or I could see it being even less.
Yeah. It's going through looking for a battle right now. Oh, a teammate battle, actually. A pair of Moto stars back here, Ricky Williams and Taylor Davis. Skins are actually working, so it's kind of cool to see.
Looks like Ben Rose is going to walk away with this win. He has 17 seconds on Richards. Stewart's still hanging tough in third. Skline fourth, and then Doyon fifth.
Yeah. Rose, Richards is down, but still plenty of a gap between him and Stewart. Doyon is the closest thing to actually giving a battle in this top 5 with Skline right in front of him.
Oh, and then Skline kills himself.
Zach in chat says, hashtag road to 1 point. Yeah, that's how I'd be this weekend. Wait, never mind. I was thinking to myself, I was like, I should race open tonight because I would actually have maybe a chance to get a podium with only probably 2 people racing. I don't even know how many signed up.
Get a podium by showing up. Get the bonus money from your sponsors.
Yeah, because I made a big joke out of it that, like, the very first round I raced open, I got 6th, I think, in the race. And I was like, yeah, I did so well. And everybody's like, well, how many was there? I was like, 9.
Wow. Hutcherson in the 4th. Kind of a surprise of the night.
Yeah, definitely. But he's been also stepping it up lately. He might have put a, he could have tried hard the week on the track. Who knows?
Yeah, I was really looking forward to next week, which is Southwick, but I'm actually going to miss it because I'll be at Southwick, but I guess it's better to be at the actual race than race the virtual race, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. The only thing I'm worried about for next week, though, honestly, and I mean this more in the nicest of ways, trust me, some people can twist it towards a negative way, but I mean it the best of ways. I worry for RF this next week because the fact that Southwick is that track and that we haven't had one in so long and they're making it from fresh and how bad the forums and everything have been this year with RF, I really wish them the best. That's all I can say. Like, and Skline dodging off track. Didn't go down, though.
The thing is that Southwick, it's sand for one.
Yeah.
So it's going to be slippery. Everyone should know that.
Lot
Sand
of rollers.
is slippery.
Lot of rollers.
So that's how it is. And then it's probably going to be a rough track. I mean, it's sand. Sand gets rough. So it's probably going to be a pretty rough track. It's going to be sand, so it's going to be slippery. And yes, it'll probably be frustrating, but that's just part of it. That's what Southwick is. So
yeah, I hope they make it the gnarliest track ever. I would love to see that.
If there's a lot of bitching about Southwick, then it's just hopeless at that point because there really shouldn't be. Because it should be rough, it should be slippery. So
yeah, I
agree.
And right
as
now,
far as AMs go, I wouldn't be surprised if Klein just destroys there because he loves the sand and he loves Southwick. So
yeah, true. He's always been the rough type of track fan. So but as of right now, Ashton and Pink going at it for 8th place. Good little battle back here on board with Ashton right now as he's trying to catch him. Still nobody yet making the leap. That I've seen, at least. I didn't see anybody make it so far. Oh, and he throws it away at the finish line, trying to get past him. Good battle, though. Oh. Our leader, Ben Orozco. Now, a lot of people are saying it's Jake, which, I don't know. Maybe. Could be.
yeah, the problem is that he might be. I mean, it could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think they're brothers.
Yep, so they live together, so you can't do an IP check. Yep.
Yeah, you can't prove it in any way, and they probably know that.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
a lot of
probably
people
why-
that have ever wondered if we can tell if you're riding for another rider or whatever. If you live at a different house, we can absolutely tell. JLV can pull up an IP, find out exactly what IP they came in through. We have all that information. That takes 2 seconds, but when you live in the same house, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, like the only way to tell is if JLV went to their house and watched who was playing.
I can just imagine JLV standing in the corner of a room, just like arms folded over his chest, like, now you two ride your correct people. As he moonwalks out of the room with the 30-second board,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, like everyone may know that, everyone may say that, but it's one of those things we'll never be able to prove it, so there's nothing we can really do about it. They're just, I guess they're just lucky that they live in the same house. Richard's still hanging tough in second, but he's 22 seconds behind at this point.
Sorry for no audio for a second, guys. I had to type something out.
Stewart's still hanging tough in third as well. Looks like the top three are pretty much locked up because Rose has the 22-second lead, and then Stewart is 32 seconds behind Richards, and then Skline is 26 seconds behind Stewart. So really,
Gapped out
fourth
racing.
and fifth are the only two that are really battling inside the top five.
Yeah. Which is a quote-unquote battle. I guess it's not
Yeah.
really much of anything. Going back
Just
before,
kinda-
actually, Williams and Santino teammates again on that Motostar rider battling.
Yeah, Motostar usually has a lot of riders out there, and usually they're all around the same speed.
And I just realized we are on the final lap. That race has kind of went by quick. So right now,
Yeah,
Ben
no
Rose.
Consi, I guess, just made everything go by super fast.
Yeah, I felt bad actually for Pro the other night. I checked back by, and since the track's a little bit longer, the final 2 laps, add a bit, longer to the racing for the day and everything else. But Pro wins, I think it was like 12:45 my time, and I was like, holy crap, you guys have been on forever tonight. Oh, and Ben Rose going down.
He has a big enough lead, though, where it doesn't matter.
Yeah, very true.
So, assuming that he doesn't just grenade himself. Ben Rose is going to take the win. Richards should be second, and Stewart should grab his first podium of the year.
Also, just now checked back here. Hutcherson is pretty close to Skline. He could snag this final spot from him.
Yeah, Skline goes down. It's all Hutcherson's.
So keep an eye on that towards the back. Well, back of the top 5, I should say.
Doyon 6th. That looks like, unless 4th and 5th go down, looks like 6th is as far as Doyon's going to get. His lappers are going all over the place in front of Doyon.
But once again, final lap here. Ben Rose down again. Richards is nowhere near to capitalize on that at all.
Yeah, it's a huge gap. Stewart's only 10 seconds behind Richards, though. So if Richards goes down, Stewart could get second.
It's funny, that's only 10 seconds, but it looks so far behind if you actually look at the two. Like, the gap in time, or in placement on the track is so much more. Did Rose, oh, he cased the leap. Went for it, faced the landing, but almost had it. If he maybe had another 2 feet, he would have got it. So Ben Rose is going to take your win here. Moto 1, 250. A lot of people calling him out for not being him. A 2 flat, I don't know. I got to call Jake out on that one. So, Jake from State Farm, you need to put your khakis back on and get on your correct person. So, either way, 212, 9th place coming across. So, either way, Richards right now is probably going to get... Oh, as he goes down.
Oh, but Stewart's 20 seconds behind.
Yeah, I think Stewart fell earlier is what I was going to say. So either way, trying to finish this up. But once again, you're a winner, Ben Rose. Until we know any better, well, we're just going to have to say Ben Rose.
Yeah, Ben Rose put 51 seconds on Richards.
Yeah, it's crazy fast, yeah. So right now, James going to take second with a 2:03. And it looks like Stewart more than likely.
Richards not happy with lappers as usual.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is in AMS. Surely he's realized that by now, that the lappers are just terrible.
And someone in chat, if you could, please put exclamation point lappers out there. We have a thing we like to say about that. 4th goes across for Skline. You know, honestly, good ride for Skline. Didn't have a lot of time. Went out to the real-life race, as Grant was saying earlier. And, you know, he's usually one of the fastest guys out there for sure. But good on him for having a good spot. Was hoping to go 6-7. Did better than that. So 5th across for Hutcherson.
Yeah, great ride by Hutcherson.
Doyon getting dirty over the finish there. Actually landed that.
Yeah, but Doyon's probably pissed. 6th place is not what he wanted.
So right now, hold on. People asking about a 5-minute break. There is a 5-minute break between this moto and the next one. But again, thank you guys for hanging out. We have like 17 people watching. I do appreciate it. Once again, I am Moto Go-Go, brought to you with Grant Dawson. We are your entertainment, quote-unquote, for tonight.
Green is just...
throwing it away, yeah.
Well,
7th pink?
Okay, so...
Green's
finished,
off
9th
track.
is finished. He's trying to do the leap, I think.
Oh, okay, here we go. I'll watch him. I'll give him credit. Here we go. I thought he nailed that hay bale.
Yeah.
Oh, he landed it! Didn't quite count as making the leap on a lap, but hey, you know what? I'll give it to him. That was pretty legit. So Green, I think honestly the final rider, it is on the track, front flip in the finish. Thanks for a little show. So give me a quick top 10 rundown if you could, as I do our final scripting.
Ben Rose with the win. James Richards with the 2nd. Patrick Stewart of Prime Design getting a 3rd. The points leader, Sean Klein, getting a 4th. Carter Hutcherson 5th. Phil Doyon 6th. Robert Pink 7th. Bird Green 8th. Josh Ashton 9th. And Taylor Davis 10th.
All right.
And that is the top 10 for 250 Moto 1. Filming that